You think it's one to watch, don't you?
Definitely one to watch because these guys can create such big plays by all the different things they can do. Line up out wide, in the slot, line up in a normal tight end position, and then who are you going to cover them with? Is it a linebacker, a defensive back? They create mismatches all throughout the game.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So 2nd and 10 here. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. He's going to float this over the... And got his man complete. Touchdown, 7 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Smith. And he's got the hook up for the first time with a veteran, Jeremy Maclin. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a KC first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
For me, that was an example of why offensive linemen might want rearview mirrors at times, because you have your assignments to block, but if you could see what's going on in the backfield and maybe the guy carrying the ball is headed in another direction, you might change what you do up front. But if they can't see that and he's not in sync with what they're doing up front, well, this is when you end up with plays like this. A bad one for the offense, a really good one for the defense. When Nick Fairley's on his game, he is your prototypical defensive tackle who can make disruptive plays. Great hands, really good quickness.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
A shotgun snap for Smith. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So here's Dustin Colquitt now to punt this away for the Chiefs. Back deep, the veteran Ted Ginn. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. the field comes New Orleans. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
On first down, Breeze looking left side and completing it to Thomas. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And this last year, right around mid-season, is kind of when Michael Thomas emerged as Drew Brees' favorite target. And he finished leading all rookies, 92 catches, over 1,100 yards.
And one of the things I remember most about learning about Michael Thomas last season when I did a Saints game was finding out how much winning meant to him. Multiple teammates talked about after a loss how upset he was, how much he put into practice getting ready for the next week, and how much he was looking at other guys and wondering, do you care as much as I do? And that's a really big deal for a rookie receiver, and he translated it into action the rest of the year.
So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And an alley to run. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key third down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
Breeze now on first down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And now here comes Kansas City. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth. So the offense has it first and 10. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 37 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Chiefs defense making their way back onto the field. Now the interception for them the last time, and that turned into 6 points.
You think during their break they reminded the offense that, hey, we helped you guys out a little bit, right? You know, they want to see if they can do it again for them. They're putting together an entire team game by how they're playing on defense.
So the interception the last drive, what will happen here? It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And that leads to a New Orleans first down.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
Throwing now is Breeze. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And a solid run down inside the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy...
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They run again with Peterson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
And out come the Chiefs now. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back. There he goes, left side. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Spencer Ware, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. They got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out costs him a yard as he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Every now and then when we see a really good run, we really tend to focus on what other people did in order for that run to happen, what the offensive line did, what the receivers did to help. Sometimes the running back's pretty good too, and on that play, he picked up a lot of good yardage and made it happen with great effort. Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Now a play fake. Breeze. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Smith. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
There are certain words that sometimes we overuse, but there's one that's really welcome on a player's resume, and that's the word breakout. And I thought Travis Kelce was one of the breakout stars of 2016 in the NFL. What a season he had with Kansas City.
Over 1,100 yards. Now, to put that into perspective with everybody else that was catching the football for them, the next closest had 593 for the Chiefs. So, breakout year indeed.
And for me, it's how he did it, because he did it in a variety of ways. Whether he's an inline tight end, a guy who could split out and really become a wide receiver, and then when he caught the ball, he ran like he was a running back.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Looking for the out route. It's complete to Macklin. The 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jeremy Macklin, 60 yards. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get the top speed and complete that play.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They give it to Peterson. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Thomas, the lone receiver left. Breeze going to throw. Backing up. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his intended target. And it's 3rd and short.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
3rd down, it's Adrian Peterson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So it'll be first down here after the run. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Well, thank you. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. That'll bring up 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
Breeze now to throw. It's complete to Fleener. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Kobe Fleener, 28 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. The tight end can kind of be that diamond in the rough secret weapon that you have, and right there they show you why.
And it's becoming less of a secret, isn't it, partner? Every game that we do nowadays, the tight end is a featured receiver, not just a blocker, as in the days of old.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. What a spin. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. It's the linebacker, Manti Te'o, on the stop. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They run again with Ware. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Smith. Conley's got it over the middle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy.
After reviewing the play, the run on the field is reversed.
Partner, less than 2 minutes ago in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellows in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. On first down, it's Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Caught on the left side by Gibb. And he's brought down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. On first and 10, here's Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 50. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs' offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. To throw on second down is Smith. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. Give him 30 yards there. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Smith. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Spencer Ware, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in a running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. They come out here in the eye. They'll run now with Ware. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, man, fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a 1st down.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. On 1st down, Smith. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there. Good enough for a Kansas City first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
In motion, the tight end Kelsey. From the red zone now, Smith. And Hill with it over the middle. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. On second down, here's Smith. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. First and goal at the 3-yard line now. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Spencer Ware, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Not only touchdown number 2 for him, but a big run to boot. However, still trailing.
Still trailing, but not because of his efforts. Boy, he's playing really well, and I love his long speed there, right? Able to get out there and burst all the way to the end zone. And smart enough to keep the ball in his hands and get into the end zone for the touchdown. In 2016, on all levels of football, we're seeing guys drop it before the goal line. What's the rule, Brandon? Run into the goal post.
That's right.
Before you drop the ball.
That.
There you go.
Oh, look at the juke. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25.
Legal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised. But that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
After the interception, here's Smith. Looking left side, that's caught by Macklin. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. And now they're in the hurry-up. On the run, it's Ware. Ooh, the juke. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Fresh set of downs here. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
To throw on second down is Smith. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. From the gun, here's Smith. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. A lone second remains now in this 3rd quarter. They start the drive with Peterson. And some room to work. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They'll come out in the pistol. Bree's going to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They come up in an offset eye. A toss play. This is Peterson. And some space here. 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adrian Peterson, 48 yards. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. We get a look at the Saints defense as they file into position. They'll be hoping to come up with that same type of effort they had last time when they forced the punt that led to a touchdown.
And that type of effort just continues to carry over, because once you get it done once, you feel like you can do it again and again. It's no guarantee, but you got to like the confidence that they take back out into the field.
Now, will they keep that confidence? Time to find out. Conley's got it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it, because you're running away from people on it.
Here's Smith now on second down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now. Out of the gun, Smith. He's going to go deep for Conley. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. A shotgun snap for Smith. And this is caught. He hits Macklin. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. It's brought in right side by Ginn. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
On 1st down, Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A lot of people call the toss a probing play, to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
Again, Peterson. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Adrian Peterson with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On the ground, this is Ware. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he cuts it out to the sideline. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's a pickup of 19. And it'll give the Chiefs a first down.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jeremy Maclin with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this 3rd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to us.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. They pitch it out to Peterson. Oh, what a move. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's second down.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
They'll look to throw. That is incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Back to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. They'll give him 8 on the play, and the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a first and goal.
Well, the feel that I get on this is that they felt like 3 was just not going to be enough after getting this deep into their territory.
And, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't even look like they hesitated there. They knew they wanted to go for it.
That tells me that during the week, they were thinking about these situations, and they feel like maybe they're just the better team, and they want to go ahead and prove it conclusively.
First and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
That didn't just feel like good defense.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Offense looks to... And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adrian Peterson finishing strong with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Love the excitement we've got going here. They just scored the touchdown. They're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
I think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense ready, and try and stop them one more time.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These 2 teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now a play fake here on first down. Gavin Escobar, his big tight end, was the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Smith now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They're on the outskirts of field goal range here in a tie game with a little time. So how do you handle this? What do you do here, Charles?
Everybody wants to pick up as much yardage as possible, but the weird part is for field goal kickers, being in really close sometimes puts more pressure on them because it's much more of a position kick as opposed to just going ahead and letting it out and letting it thump. A lot of guys like a little bit of distance because you know they can handle it, and it's a more natural swing of the leg.
So maybe getting inside the 20, not that big of a deal.
Not that huge of a deal. Sometimes that messes you up with the angles depending on which hash mark you're kicking from.
Now Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now it's Smith. Going back to Macklin. This time he's got him. Complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And he'll spike it here with 13 seconds showing on the clock. Ten yards still left on second down. Smith. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. Third down here. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Now Smith. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That's caught inside the 20. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
But it was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Carry number 20 now for Peterson. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. First throw of overtime for Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
There we go, G. That's the way to hit.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Ready. Yellow lady.
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And Ginn's got it. Ted Ginn's going to go. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, you never know what you're going to...
If you try